What would you do if you're about to board a cruise and just before boarding, all the rules changed that were going to impact your cruise? So picture this. We were about to head out on a cruise for our anniversary on Norwegian, and 1 week before that cruise, all their rules changed. Essentially, their free at sea package that they had for, I guess, years is now changed to more at sea. And trust me, we had a bunch of questions. So many questions, like what happens if we already have the free at sea package, like us? When does this more at sea package actually go into effect?
But we are not alone. A lot of diehard Norwegian cruisers had questions too.
Yeah, good questions. Questions is like, how do I upgrade to the more at sea? And one of my favorites is, what is actually all included in this more at sea? But coming up, you guys are going to want to stay all the way to the end because we're going to also talk about what's not included in the more at sea, and it might surprise you.
It surprised me.
It did. All right, let's jump into it. All right, so I think a good place to start is let's break down what it used to be. That's free at sea. For those that are Norwegian fans, I'm sure you know this already, but for those that are new to the game, we're just going to break it down real quick. Sound good? So what was free at sea? All right, so free at sea included a cruise discount and 5 free offers. Some of those offers included open bar, free Wi-Fi, shore excursions, specialty dining, promotions for guests, stuff like that. Now, those free offers depended on the cabin type that you were booking and the length of your cruise. But when we were boarding the Norwegian Encore, more at sea had just taken into effect, even though a few weeks prior, we were on the Norwegian Getaway with free at sea. So it was a little bit of a shock experiencing the differences. So let's jump into what more at sea is.
Now, the more at sea promotion takes all of the things that we loved in the free at sea, all of those offers, but you get even more of each thing.
Right. So I think what we should do, if it's cool with you guys, is we kind of break down some examples of how it affected us and our cruise last minute, and how it could affect your cruise, or at least make you prepared so when you go in, you got a head on both shoulders. I think that's a phrase, right? Your head on straight.
There you go.
All right, so something simple. Let's start with the shore excursions. You still get $50 on every shore excursion at every port with every tour.
Right, which is great.
Yeah, that's a win in my book.
Yeah. Also with Wi-Fi, something really neat, in my opinion, because we're always connected, is you get 150 free minutes of Starlink per person.
I think that's a win too.
Because I believe it used to be per cabin.
But I know what you guys are really wanting to know. How does this affect my specialty dining? Me personally, I love specialty dining, and we'll save the best for last, which is how it's going to affect your drink package. Now, this is the hot topic of this entire video and how it affects you and your drink package, because we know you go on vacation, drink responsibly, hashtag, right? You still want to enjoy a vacation and have that all-inclusive beverage package, and we're going to tell you guys how that actually impacts you and your vacation. All right, so let's talk about specialty dining and what went wrong for us. Now, I've got an excerpt. I just butchered that word. An excerpt from Norwegian here. Now, their new more at sea, which is awesome. Imagine, it says dining at Cagney's Steakhouse, which is delicious, by the way.
So good.
And you like appetizers, don't really know what you want to get. You love desserts, and maybe you have tons of room for dessert, but you really don't know what you can get. According to NCL.com, which I think is super interesting, you can indulge in 3 appetizers and 3 desserts.
I didn't know that.
We got that so wrong. We treated the more at sea option like free at sea. So we got 1 appetizer.
We did.
1 entree, 1 dessert.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, that's all I probably could have eaten because, you know, their food is really good, but it's also pretty filling. But I could have had 3.
We could have had 3.
Dang.
Listen, our daughter loves sweets. We do watch and make sure she doesn't have too many sweets, but she does point to our desserts and she tries them, and sometimes she loves them.
And eats them.
And if you have kids or you have a family member who's very explorative with their palate, more at sea might be the great option for you.
Yeah.
But you're probably wondering, how many specialty dining restaurants do you get? Well, good news, you get 3.
3.
3.
That's so exciting.
So we did get that right. So you're asking, like, where did you guys go? We did the Norwegian Encore. We did Onda, which is a fabulous Italian restaurant. So good. The aesthetic in there, primo. We also went to one of their newest restaurants. It's a Mediterranean restaurant, I believe. It's called Palomar. It's really good. They had some grilled squid for an appetizer. And if I would have known, don't be like me and make a mistake. I would have ordered 3. I would have ordered 3. It was that good. That's the problem. Yeah. And so stay tuned. There's more to this to avoid the mistakes we made. And there's a little bit of a criticism we might offer towards the end that you're going to want to stick tuned and hear out on that. Well, I won't say criticism from us, but maybe from some people that had questions about the more at sea and how it works. But more on that later.
And our third restaurant was Q, which is the barbecue smokehouse. And I was blown away. I thought it was so good. We've never eaten there before. It was so good. Listen,
if I would have known that I could have gotten 3 appetizers and at a barbecue restaurant, the mac and cheese, I think that was a side, but you remember they had like some cornbread, the desserts they had banana pudding. The deviled eggs. Guys, the more at sea definitely gives you an opportunity to step into the world of being a foodie. And if you're not a foodie, you're like, I actually don't want to explore food options that much. You can still order your favorite thing 3 times. So if you really love the appetizer, run it back 2 more times. Same with dessert. Okay.
That's true.
All right. So the moment you've been waiting for, where everyone gets excited, and that's what does this mean for your drink package? Like, I gotta know. And she's gonna fill you in because my lady over here knows how to. No, I'm just kidding.
I like a good
She likes
drink.
a good drink. She likes a good cocktail. And in some cases, mocktails.
Yeah, well. So this is an exciting part. If you like premium options, they now have Grey Goose and Woodford Reserve included that you don't have to pay an upcharge for. They have other things too, but those are like probably pretty standard in like your premium bar. Like, I want a higher shelf option.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets a little bit confusing.
Just a smidge.
So there are still drinks that you have to pay an upcharge for.
Correct.
So there is still a $15 cap across the board, except for those included premium options. Does that make sense? So if I want a really nice glass of champagne, it's not necessarily going to be included. I still will have to pay an upcharge.
Yes. A good example of that is when we were on the Norwegian getaway last year. I want to say around November. One of your favorite champagnes was included in the Plus package, correct?
Correct. So we had the free at sea offer. So we had our open bar, and then we had a Plus package, which included essentially any drink that we wanted.
Bottles of water.
Everything.
Aquapana.
Literally whatever we wanted, it was included.
However, on this new more at sea, it's broken up a little bit differently. So to reiterate, some premium beverages have crossed over to needing a premium or pay the difference, right? The upcharge.
Correct.
And some of the other premium bottles have now switched over to the included $15 like limit.
Correct.
All right. So Alyssa did mention some premium spirits that were included, like the Grey Goose and Woodford. But another fun one is Casamigos, which if you haven't tried it, it's delicious. It's delicious, and it's included now. But here's the questions that people are asking, like, what is not included? Well, yes, those Aquapana bottles that you may be used to, water bottles that you may like to get, those are not included with your package.
Not one single bottle of water or can of water is included.
Cans of water are not included. We did go and try to get one, and he said, I'm sorry, these are not included. So here's my question to you guys. Do you think water bottles and cans of water should be included? Now, there is a package available. You can get a water package added to your more at sea package. Let's call it that.
You could.
You could. So this is where we're going to dive into the audience and get some feedback from you guys. What do you think? Should they include water bottles and cans of water inside the more at sea package, or are you glad that they at least have that as an option for you to purchase outside of the more at sea package? So if you want to add water bottles and stuff like that to it.
I think it should be included personally.
You think so?
I do. And I know you can get a glass of water pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
However, I will say for a lot of people, including moms with young children that want to have purified water,
Sure.
or people that don't necessarily like the taste of it's still purified water, but like tap water with the ice, it's just kind of not great.
Fair enough.
Also, if you're trying to like stack and like have water in your room, which we like to do, we like to keep some water bottles in our room because 1, we drink water at night. 2, we drink water first thing in the morning. We don't want to like go out and get what we had to do. We got like 8 cups of water and brought them to our room. It's not really ideal.
I mean, it might be a little challenging on the room steward, especially gathering all those cups. But I do, kind of see the whole sustainable aspect of it all, of like saving water bottles and saving cans, because I know Norwegian's a huge advocate for sustainability. So I'm curious to hear from you guys in the chat. Now, here nor there, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. And if you want to see our experience on the Norwegian Encore, you can see this video right here. Or if you want to see what it was like on a Norwegian getaway, you can watch that video right here. And as always, if you dig the vibes, please subscribe.
And if you care, please share. We'll see you in paradise.
Peace.
Bye.